Greetings, my dear Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Welcome to my channel. I am doing a June reading for the energy of Gemini, and we shall be covering essentially, a situationship in which you may be dealing with, covering the Great Mirror, and seeing the divide as well as seeing in a perspective way appearances, what exactly may be going on with you and the object of your affection. I would invite you to clear your mind and also to meditate on the possibilities of such a thing, and open up in a very calm way the channels that may help you find guidance within this situation. I thank you. So I shall be building a small portal, and then the Great Mirror will follow, primarily working with the 1890s deck from the Alietta School, Paris, France. This is a 130-year-old deck. Please relax and clear your mind. Okay. Okay, there's a point of analysis as well as a point of view reaching a type of clarity when it comes to something. This clarity comes at a cost. It comes in a form of a cycle, a karmic cycle of thought and a thought pattern that has formulated and rigidified itself, has crystallized in a certain way. Providing for you structure, yes, but also a structure that limits you in some sort of way. Okay, there is a sense of critique as well as critical truth that comes from something, but now this truth is blocking you. Okay, this dialogue deals with a sense of tension, with something or someone that is coming from the standpoint of being a bit too selfish in some sort of way. Let's see. Yes, selfish in a desire they have to find a way to expand with you, to find a way to find structure, and to deal with a sense of presence, with a sense of how how the time was required to balance out something when it came to the innocence involved, with an offer or an apology of some sort, a kind gesture. This was supposed to be reciprocated in some sort of way with your energy, but you feel like you have to draw your boundaries with this energy. And there is the need also in this situation to essentially belong to something, but it seems that you haven't either reached the fullest extent of knowing if this is fulfilling for you. There's something about it that is destabilizing when it comes to your contentment. And perhaps you need to look deeper in order to find why though you've chosen to walk this path, there's still some sort of option that might be somewhere else that you're trying to block this energy from from you finding your right path or your correct sort of way about it. Okay, but there still is some sort of crystallization after a great deal of meditation as well as a great deal of understanding through the rational mind, what you have to do, there still is some sort of structure, yes, a structure for you to help you catalog and categorize and to make appropriate choices, or at least rational sort of choices. But still, this rationality holds you back in some sort of way, and it's dealing with something from the past that is trying to return to you, and it feels like there is a sense of arrogance or um, um, a sense of foolhardiness in what they were trying to do with you. Okay, just know that it's good to be clear in the mind, also to structure um, in a rational way anything that you may be dealing with in terms of love or commitments of time and energy. But it seems to me that there's something that you feel like there's possibly something else out there that you may want to explore. At least maybe you're not sure, and that's fine. You should be able to realize that being in a still place, even with not knowing what to do, the answers will come. Right. Please clear your mind, and I shall open up for you the great portal. Okay. Your intuition is trying to tell you something, and not only that, your heart is also trying to express itself, but it cannot for the time being. There's something that has chilled out for the moment, and that is mostly your heart. But your heart is essentially being informed by your intuition, by your solar plexus, that there is a block or a sense of indigestion in a situation. Now, the Ten of Pentacles showed up twice for you. There's a sense that you do not feel like your social standing or your understanding within an organizational sort of human construct is not being totally understood in the right way. Okay, this has to do with a source of your purpose and a source of co-creation with others. Now, when it comes to this, you have completed a cycle of tension with something like a challenge, and now you have overcome it. As you do this, there is a sense that you will find some sort of stability that is rooted to your South Node, something that you easily lay back on. Now, know that your future self might be giving to your former or current self some sort of token of wisdom. This comes from a great understanding of something that you had to let go of in order to find your right path. Okay. Now, when it comes to this, your path currently is one of transformation. Rooted in it, within the mirror, you are appearing as someone who has essentially taken the energy of Virgo and Gemini, the scintillating, the material aspects of celestial bodies are captivating you now. And there's something in the darkness of the great void that you find some sort of truth, and now you are trying to impart this truth in the external world after a great deal of isolation or perhaps detachment. Okay? That is what you are appearing as, especially to the object of your affection. The way they see you is someone who is moving away and helping their external world, your external world, essentially learn some vision of truth. Okay, the energy of fire is here, but it is dormant and it is ancient. Okay, subconsciously there is something that you want to do that has to do with a cycle of change that involves the connection of appearances on a soul level, some sort of connection with this other person, and within the mirror there's something that death is pointing to that needs to change or revolutionize in some sort of way. There is the essence of transformation with the shared appearance on the soul level or the unconscious level, the connection that exists between you two. There's something that wants to change with that. Now, this may be a good thing, considering there's the consideration of some sort of end here. But if it's on a soul or unconscious level, it's usually timeless, and the energy of death or the energy of Scorpio is essentially a timeless thing and is dealing with cycles of karma. Okay, so that's just something to note. Now, on the unconscious level, you are showing up here with the Magician. Um, and not only that, the Hierophant. There's something about you and what you're doing that has to do with a deep commitment or a sense of purpose. Okay, Scorpio is here and Taurus is here. This is the axis of the great gateway towards material and spiritual dichotomies. Okay, so there's something here that is very material, and it has to do with you essentially conducting some sort of committed effort with the object of your affection. Okay, now here, the object of your affection, this could be a lover, this could be a friend, this could be a project, it could be a boss, it could be your dog, whatever. There is the possibility that there is a cycle that has consciously ended, and it's a cycle of great pain and great neurological complexity, to the point that it has revolved its spin, and now it is coming to a close, but at the cost of great pain. Okay, so what it appears to me, at least, as an external observer of the Great Mirror, there is some sort of ending and a departure, and you have learned enough from the situation to impart your wisdom to the external world somehow on the conscious level. Now, yeah, it has to do with the Ace of Cups in reverse, some type of reprimand, the inability to love unconditionally. There's some sort of conditional aspect to love here that has to do with the disdain of the conventionality of what is expected in certain love situations. Okay, there's a bit of confusion here, or a mire about the way things were supposed to turn out, and it feels like there is an essence of unlove here, which could be a good thing, especially if it was a toxic connection. Now, on the unconscious level, here we have Homme Blanc. Okay, there is a great gesture occurring here, with the Ace of Cups showing up twice here in the garb of the Homme Blanc. One being more passionate than the other as well. The Homme Blanc is an emotional maturity and emotional wisdom here that comes from the Homme Blanc. And there's an essence of nurture in this connection that is quite profound. And it comes from the energy of X, Y, and Z, whatever this object of affection is, okay? Now, on the soul level, we have friponnerie, which is something that is flippant, something that is perhaps not steady, okay? There's the energy of um, the Knight of Cups in the reverse, facing away from the situation. Some sort of inability to properly give in the right way, even though there is a soul longing to do so here. Seems to me that the karma, and karma doesn't have to be good or bad. It's just what occurs. The pattern here, on a soul level, is that one person, this person in particular, wants to offer some form of satiation, some form of uh, quenching energy towards you, and you feel that you are committed to this gesture in some sort of way, but it doesn't come. There's some sort of connection that arises here that death is pointing to here. That has to do with the conversion of this love, this energy into something else, the evaporation of such a thing. There's a possibility that there's a vapor or some sort of um, diffusion of the energy into something that is more light, something that is more easy, and perhaps a bit more communicative, or perhaps a bit more based on the energy of fire and the energy of purification of such a love, if there was such a love. Now, what is being culminated here, stemming from the energy of death as well as the Seven of Cups in reverse, there is clarity through deep insight, and the deep insight goes even further with the High Priestess in the reverse. There is something grounded as well as something that has been analyzed in a state of utter isolation that is arising here, a clarity that is based on pure boundaries, and how these boundaries are now being permeably selective towards the expansion of knowledge. Okay, knowledge is coming out. What this knowledge is, we're going to discern now. Okay. Okay, so the undercurrent is that there is some form of karmic backlog. The uh, the apparent shift in the scales that is of ill timing leads to a secret knowledge, one that has to do with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Some sense of belonging, some sense of organization, or some sense of principle that had to do with a cycle of time that had to run its course through in order to open up the gateway. This gateway and the paths are leading to a sense of prosperity as well as some ill form of communication that has to do with your prosperity and your ability to have a proper start into something that has made you feel a bit anxious for some time. There is a sense of freedom, or perhaps a sense of middleness to the way you feel deeply, and the High Priestess shows this secret knowledge of paths opening up that have to do with you essentially being able to stand the median and to not only feel but project in some sort of way some element of understanding. Okay, very interesting. Be careful of projection. Projection is always very powerful, so you have to use that aspect with the greatest form of dignity and grace. Right. So that is your reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. You don't have to, but if you would like, I would appreciate it. Also, I am taking private readings. You can find me in my About section. Otherwise, I will see you mid-month in the month of June 2020. Ciao.